I am recording this just ahead of the new academic year. So if you're a parent of a preteen or a teenager, your child is going to secondary school, high school, and it could be a brand new school or it could be in the middle of their time at a school. But whatever it is, it's the beginning of a new year after a significant time away. And you may have a lot of apprehensions and anxieties about them returning or starting at the particular school. With that all in mind, and also with the fact that teenagers are experience the greatest growth in their entire life, the greatest changes in their life, both physically and socially, I have developed teaching methods that bring parents on board. Now, from my earliest stage of teaching self-protection, I understood how important it was to get parents on board. And it was a bit of a steep learning curve for me. But if I wanted that information to be reinforced back at home, if I wanted the children to be able to fully take on board everything that had been taught, then I needed them to be teaching this to actively listening parents. More so, I needed parents sitting in on lessons. When I moved into teaching PT, especially when I was called out on specific assignments to teach individual children when they were encountering a bullying situation, especially a physical bullying situation, I really needed the parents present. I needed the parents to be at least there for the debrief at the end of the lesson, and I needed to be in regular communication with them. So it was me communicating with the parents, the teenager or child communicating with the parents, and all of us working together and feeding back information and seeing it work in the field. So this is how I developed my children's self-protection teaching. And children's self-protection teaching was also had a strong relationship with my adult self-protection teaching. It really fed a lot of the information. My original idea was that I wanted to teach children the same type of practical honest self-protection that was being taught to adults. We were going through a reality revolution at the time where there was big exposés, a lot of debunking of myths about self-defense and self-protection that was being provided to adults. It was still a minority of adults, but it was a burgeoning movement, if you like. That wasn't happening with children. So it was my job, I saw it, to bring that revolution to children. However, when I taught children, they taught me an awful lot. I learnt better ways to teach them, but those methods I used for teaching them then fed back to the adult classes I was teaching as well. So there was this really good cyclical relationship going on. And that same cyclical relationship, a triad in this case, happens between parents, teachers, and children. It's really important that whatever child I taught, they would feed that information back to their parents, but those parents wouldn't just passively listen, they would actively listen. And furthermore, as I learned as time went on, it was important that the parents were on the completely on the same page and effectively teaching the teenager as well, or the child as well. And this is why Mary Stevens and I developed a specific parenting self-protection course as part of our Animal Instincts Self-Protection for Children training program. We developed a qualification, which is still ongoing now, to teach children self-protection. And it was targeted at martial arts teachers and self-protection teachers who wanted to have a robust, honest children's course with the validation of badges for different age groups. The badge for teenagers, incidentally, is BEAR. That's the 11 to 16-year-old badge. But it came to our attention that parents not involved with formally teaching classes also needed this information. If they were equipped with this information, they would be able to greatly improve their child's education. And within this course, there was information that even if they weren't taking their children to self-protection classes, they would be equipped with some self-protection skills, some self-protection teaching material that they could use back at home. Because this is the important thing about self-protection. It's not a switch on, switch off thing. It's a part of your life. It's a series of behaviors. In order to actually make it work, to make it practical, it's got to be a part of your everyday life in the same way as you employ other common sense safety methods, other things that we have learned over time. We've learned through trial and error work better for human beings. Things like putting your seatbelt on in the car. Methods for crossing the road, for example. All these sort of things have proven the test of time. I don't really like that phrase, but you get where I'm coming from here. But this is a huge extension of that. It also provides a lot of support for parents who are asking questions, things like, How do I speak to my child about various different matters? Everything from understanding different types of predators to how do I define trust? How do I set my boundaries? What's a good strategy for setting boundaries? How do I handle the sleepovers? What about online safety when it comes to predatory behavior and bullying and things like that? So all of that is contained within the special BEAR module for parents. So it's not a qualification certification sort of thing, but it comes with its own manual, and we provide that through the Animal Instincts program. When it comes to teaching children self-protection, that as a parent, you are part of that process. You need to be part of that process to take charge of it. So I'm here to offer that level of support. So please get in contact or check out the course at least online. Thank you.